Hi Aries, and welcome to your May 2020 general reading. So I do hope this finds you safe and well wherever you are in the world. So your additional guidance card is the here and now. So basically, anxiety is going into the unknown future and painting very, very often a very unhappy time. My rule of thumb, if you don't want it manifesting in your future, then manage your thinking. Yeah, be the king, like the King of Swords, Queen of Swords. Manage what's going on in your mind. So the here and now is basically your message. So the mind tends to be either in the past or in the future. And basically, I love this card. I mean, I guess it's like Eckhart Tolle's work about the power of presence and the power of being very, very grounded in the present moment. So let me have a look at the general picture for the month of May. Your ruler is obviously in Aquarius at the moment. Aquarius is the new cultural power that we're moving towards. So I don't know if your energy is sort of turning towards the collective, what we can do to help people, support people. That's the sort of energy of Aquarius. It's the energy we're moving into. It's the energy of the future. So, but again, don't spend too much time in the future. Sometimes I set an alarm and I allow myself to positively visualize, play with dreams. But by the looks of that card, your energy is being directed to taking care of the present moment. And unless you're in any danger, if you're in danger, Aries, get out. But if you're not, keep your energy in the present moment, living a day at a time, and that's it. If you live today well, tomorrow will be guaranteed to be well. So that's it. That's your message. So sorry, I'm going on a little bit. Let me just shuffle one more time and cut one more time. So please give me clear-cut messages for the sign of Aries, please. Oh, you've got the World behind you. A closing chapter with the Nine of Cups. That sort of wish fulfillment. Now what you want is the Queen of Swords. I'm laughing now. So turning your attention to your thinking is exactly what... That's it. Because if we pay attention to the thoughts and the stories that we tell ourselves and begin to get control, that's how we become spiritual royalty. It's something that's actually more in our control than we realize, actually. So the gift is a Seven of Cups. The challenge is a Sun card. So yeah, I mean, it's not the most Aries time at the moment, unless you're working in the front line, which is very, very Aries. But if not, maybe your light feels a little bit dimmed. Aquarius is about the collective. So it's not really about an I, it's about the we. How do we move forward? But let me carry on. Relationships, you've got the Ten of Wands. That's always a little bit, there's a little bit of heaviness going on in your relationships. I'll talk about that. This is a really important card, the Ten of Wands, because it's about the potential of dropping the past, dropping these Ten of Wands, which is all the things from the past that we carry with us. And when you live in the here and now, there is no past. Money and work, you get the Two of Pentacles, and you get the King of Swords. I'm now laughing because this is about becoming spiritual royalty. and especially towards your thinking. And if your ruler is an Aquarius, Aquarius is the higher mind. It's beginning to see the world through the way that the divine sees the world, which is obviously where your attention's going to. That's very, very funny. I haven't seen Four of Wands as the outcome, so beautiful. And I gather where most people are in the world, by the end of May, I would say a lot of restrictions might start to come down. So it looks like there's a little bit of celebration towards the end of May, which is very, very beautiful, Aries, and very, very nice to see, to tell you the truth. So behind you is the World card. And the World card is the last card in the tarot. So it's the Master card, and having mastered a whole cycle of our life. So there's obviously quite a huge, some things came full circle in your life, okay? So this could be anything. It could be a state of mind, it could be emotional, it could be practical, but some sort of chapter. Now, the world tends to be a completion rather than an ending. Sometimes the death is just an ending, but the World card is like some sort of completion. And with the Nine of Cups, it looks like you're celebrating. So from some sort of completion, there's been a little bit of good news. And I'm sort of laughing because this Nine of Cups, he's sort of having a party of one, isn't he? I mean, I haven't been reading. Cards change definition all the time, by the way. And really, as a reader, you need to be open to how cards are changing. Some people think you should always stick with the traditional meaning, but humanity's evolved, and so do we. But it's a little bit giving good cheer, but he's sort of partying on his own. So some of you might relate to that. But something's completed itself. It looks like a whole chapter's completed itself. The world tends to be a very positive completion. And with the Nine of Cups next to it, it looks like it's extremely positive. Now, what you want is this mastery of your thinking. I mean, this is your ruler being an Aquarius, to tell the truth. So wherever your ruler is where you're trying to, that Mars energy is trying to go to. And you're trying to master your mind, essentially. And at soul level, you've got the King of Swords. So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energy. So the Queen of Swords is obviously the higher energy of... So Uranus and Aquarius rules the higher octave of Mercury. So Uranus is the universal mind, to tell you the truth. And I think some Aries is trying to see the bigger picture. And the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords definitely lives in the present moment. Because they're spiritual royalty, they keep their focus on their thinking. What are they thinking? Very, very, very much of it gaining control of the mind. And it's a really, really important time, Aries, to keep control of your mind. North Node's gone into Gemini, which is all about the thinking processes. Because if a problem, and I'm not a spiritual bypasser, by the way, by any shape or form. In fact, I would say I'm the complete opposite. But if no problem exists in your mind, there is no problem. And I'm not saying crap doesn't happen, but that's not what's showing up here. So if we are the guardian, because that's very, very much what Buddhism is about, guardianship of your mind, which is exactly what you're after right now. Some of you might be working quite hard to develop the more intuitive part of yourself. So learning the tarot, learning astrology, which is science based with spirituality. I don't know, but you're trying to master your mind, okay? The gift is the Seven of Cups. This is an interesting gift because, again, there's a little bit of a fog and there's a little bit of confusion going on. Now, confusion serves a very strong spiritual purpose because its purpose is to confuse us. So when we're confused about the way forward, we look within, we try and we begin to question the norm, we begin to question our thinking, and it's because we're being confused, okay? Now give me a minute because I feel really confused. It's a very, so tell me, Seven of Cups is with the Lovers card as the gift. There might be a little bit of confusion around a relationship, by the way. And it's probably because that goddamn Ten of Wands. Now, I say that the Ten of Wands is a significant card here because it talks about the completion of a process. So you've got another completion card. And what's completing is these Ten of Wands that you're carrying around with you. So these are all the stories of the past. I guess people call it the shadow. So it's all these unresolved issues that we take with us everywhere we go. Now Aries, I want you to do a little game for me. If you are choosing to enter into a relationship, would you want to enter into a relationship with this energy? Or would you want these Ten of Wands to be down? So you can enter into a relationship with the Aces, with the Fool card, with a brand new beginning, because it looks like there's a significant accumulation of energy in your relationship house. So really these Ten of Wands need to be put down. These are things from the past which are having very significant, I bet they're having significant effect in your relationship dynamics. So they might show up as, this person did this to me. It's all these stories of past difficulties that become significant burdens in our lives unless we put these Ten of Wands down. And you work one at a time. One might be guilt. One might be... it's all the stories. And what spiritual practice is about dropping the story and living in the present moment, taking control of your mind again. Anyhow, let me carry on. The challenge is the Sun card, so maybe you're not feeling in your vitality at the moment. Not many of us are. Maybe you feel that your light's a little bit under a bush, a little bit hidden from you, and you can't access this sense of joy. All this is going to pass, Aries, okay? And the best way to work with this process is to shred these Ten of Wands, learn to live in the present moment, take control of your mind. In your money and work, you get the Two of Pentacles. So some of you might be juggling your finances, having to move things around, shredding any excess, okay? Shredding excess is the way that the world's going to develop over the next few years. It's a very, very healthy process to go through. Some of you might be making an investment because that's what the Two of Pentacles is. It's letting go of a pentacle. It goes, and this seed lands in the ground and eventually it bears dividends and bears fruit. But quite often we need to let go of one of the pentacles, so it can be a card of investment, investing on a new course of study. A lot of people don't like letting go of their pentacles. But see, sometimes we need to let go of our pentacles, especially if it involves having to carry these Ten of Wands. King of Swords at a soul level. Again, this mastery of the mind. You might be dealing with an air sign person, by the way. Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. But, so you really, really might be. In your relationships, there could be a little bit of ice. And you need to thaw out, and you thaw out your relationship dynamics by beginning to put down guilt that people are still carrying from the past. Someone said to me this morning that I owed them something, and I just started laughing. That is about carrying the Ten of Wands around with us. Anyhow, let me carry on. The outcome is the Four of Wands, which is a beautiful new chapter. This is about celebrating. There's a dragonfly here, and dragonfly, along with butterfly, is a symbol of metamorphosis and transformation, okay, which is what we're going through at a collective level. Who knows what the world's going to look like when this is over? There's going to be challenges, and there's going to be a lot to celebrate. And there's some sort of celebration at the end of May. Now give me a minute. Why is the Sun card the challenge, please? Because I almost feel that a little bit of your light feels that it's hidden away. And I think as an Aries, you get a lot of your sun through being dynamic, through a lot of activity, and it's not really a period of activity, so maybe you're beginning to struggle with your vitality, that sort of thing. So my advice would be to bring your energy to these cards, especially this one. Now, a lot of people don't like the Ten of Wands. I quite like it when it's showing up, because when it's showing up, it talks about the potential to put the past down. And maybe shredding an old skin, turning up for life again when this is over, in a way that's lighter, that doesn't carry resentments, doesn't carry issues, just very, very much. We can only really love when we're living in the present moment. And a lot of your relationship energy isn't very present moment. And I think that's why a lot of the cards are pointing to getting control of the mind, moving this Ten of Wands, so you can begin to feel the sun again, so you can begin to celebrate again, so you can begin to feel joy. And I think a lot of us have forgotten that joy is our birthright, because we've all become sort of swamped under debris, unfinished business. And with the Ten of Wands, there's a real potential to complete the unfinished business of your past. Complete it. And sometimes it's just declaring that the past is over. I mean, it's completely over. It can hurt me no more. We talk about it in dialogue, if a dialogue is required. But sometimes all we need to do is set a really powerful intention that you only talk about things from the past if it's relevant to what's going on between you at the moment. That seems to be a little bit of the energy here. So tell me a bit more about your finances, what's going on. Okay, you get the Wheel. But I think this wheel is going to turn through something that you're having to let go of, which tends to be the irony. So sometimes we need to let go of the pentacle we're holding on to in order to get the wheel to begin to turn in our favour again, because the wheel is turning in your favour, and I guarantee you with the outcome, because this is about crossing a threshold. Might be beginning a new relationship chapter, a new job, Something like that. So tell me a bit more about the relationship energy. Yeah, Ten of Wands is with the Two of Cups. So this is significant energy that's being carried into a relationship, Aries. There's just no way around it. So tell me, give me the advice for Aries, please. One card to tell me the advice about how to deal with this. You got the Eight of Wands. So there's almost a message about, there's definitely a message about communication, but there's a really strong message about being in the present moment. And most of our relationship difficulties are things and cycles that have not been properly laid to rest, that we carry forward with us. And Aries, just ask yourself, is this what I want? And I don't think there's an Aries alive that would say, yes, I want to carry this Ten of Wands in all my relationships. And the Queen and King of Swords have really got the potential for mature dialogue. And what connects these two? The King of Cups, emotional sobriety. Again, living in the present moment, watching your reactions, peaceful communication, that sort of thing. It's a bit of an interesting reading, Aries. I'm not sure what to say about it. I really, really liked it, actually. I hope it makes sense, or at least it makes sense to someone. Relationship, all the readings have been hugely complicated. So, much love to you, Aries. Speak to you soon. Bye.